one of the things that was really interesting on that project, as an internal debate within the design team, was food. It's like, what do you really want to see in the Shanghai market? A lot of what typically happens in Shanghai is there's a lot of grab and go food. You grab, hot pot type stuff, and you grab and you go, and does it want to be, how much Western cuisine is the population they're going to expect? Are they expecting hamburgers and French fries, or are they expecting, dim sum? It's a really interesting conundrum. And, we have market research teams that go out there and kind of survey the public, and we try to gain as much information as you possibly can. But, you kind of never really know for sure until you get the park open. And oddly enough, one of the things that was like the most popular food in the entire park was turkey legs.
Really?
There was a little turkey leg hut. I mean, this thing was probably like a couple of 100 square feet, and it was really just going to be a fast food turkey leg. People were waiting in line for like 3 hours to get turkey legs.
You need a fast for the turkey legs.
I don't think anybody would have ever suspected that turkey legs would be as popular as they were, but it was one of the things that was just like a huge hit there. The Tokyo flavored popcorns and chocolate on Main Street, huge culinary, just passionate loves of the local people. So it's interesting. We try to do a lot of research. Going into Shanghai, it was totally new for us. We had never worked with any of the design professionals there, and statutorily, you have to work with what are called local design institutes. There are these huge mega companies that they employ like 3,000 to 5,000 architects and engineers, and they're doing these mega projects all over the world. We didn't have any experience in that environment. So it was kind of reaching out to other companies that we have partnerships with who maybe are in that, or doing business in that local area or building in that local area, and just finding out what their experiences are, who they worked with. Eventually, we kind of found our way around to the design entities that we wanted to work with, but we were also very concerned about, how many eggs do you put in one basket?
Right.
We kind of organize ourselves internally. We'll put an entire theme park like Shanghai. We'll try to fit it into one building, but even within that building, we'll organize our teams around land. So Tomorrowland will have a group of people that are working thematically within the architecture that is Tomorrowland, or Treasure Cove will have a bunch of people who are working with sort of that thematic aesthetic look. So we'll organize ourselves around lands. Same thing when it comes to the local design institutes. We were thinking, boy, if one of these firms is not able to deliver, we don't want to have too many eggs in one basket. So we ended up going out and basically bidding our design work, because statutorily they had to be the architects and engineers of records to sign and seal in China. We basically went out on a land basis and found an individual local design institute that would partner with us on the development of each one of our lands. So very, very interesting.
Was that the first?
And of course,
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, in fact, it for us, it was coming up to speed. Just going into Asia, it's a whole different style of construction than we're used to here in the U.S. I mean, it's a lot of concrete, some steel, but they really prefer to work in concrete. Fire ratings are completely different than anything we have domestically. So it's kind of like you got to learn a whole new methodology of building, of fire protecting spaces, of dealing with smoke egress and compartmentalization. It's really learning a whole new way of designing.